Thanks again for joining me at RC Truth Media. Today is July 31st, 2018, and I'm going to keep you updated on these Earth changes as they will be intensifying during the grand solar minimum and during these next few years, especially. Now, let's talk about what's happening. First, I want to show you there's a mysterious, massive, and deadly algae bloom whirlpool that was discovered in the Baltic Sea. New York City of Manhattan Island could fit inside this algae bloom with a little room to spare. NASA has revealed this incredible image of the gigantic whirlpool. It says that this is toxic right here, and therefore killing everything that comes inside of it. The algae is toxic and poses a health risk, he said, adding that the week old bloom was particularly intense due to a long stretch of the hot weather. Yes, clearly this algae bloom is due to much more than fertilizers and sewage, since they have been in use for many years. What has changed is the environment, cooler waters, a recent heat wave, which would actually cause less rain related runoff, and like elsewhere, possibly disturbed currents. Cooler waters, he noted. Why does that happen? Well, because we are cooling, that's for sure. Now, also, this we have a worst red tide in more than a decade that's killing sea life along the Florida coast, and this is happening a lot of different places on the earth. Sad to say, this comes from SOT.net. It says the worst red tide since 2006 leaves unprecedented number of dead sea turtles in Florida. 287 sea turtle deaths in the Gulf of Mexico waters has been documented by the FWC along the southwest Florida coast since the toxic bloom started late last year. So yes, this is from the toxic bloom. All those toxins are killing wildlife, as we were talking about. You could see from the red areas here along the coastline where there is high concentrations of this disease called Carina brevis. Okay, so I'll go ahead and leave you the link if you're interested on this. Also, we have dust storms. Right here it says there's 1,000 road accidents in Dubai because of these dust storms. Look at how foggy it is. More than 1,000 road accidents have been recorded in Dubai since the start of the week as the UAE has been engulfed in a heavy dust storm. Dubai's police control room received up to 16,000 emergency calls with poor visibility, bringing dangerous driving conditions. There were 631 accidents on Sunday, including 12 major crashes, and a further 413 on Monday, largely during the early morning hours. Traffic patrols have been stepped up on highways, internal roads, police have said. This is crazy, right? I'll give you the link there as well. Also, there's an emergency declared in El Salvador to ensure food supply in their severe drought. This was from a few days ago. El Salvador is in a huge drought. Emergency measures in the drought that has plagued the country for a month and cost tens of thousands of farmers their corn crops, the Civil Protection said. The east of the Central American country has gone 33 days without rain. Temperatures have hit a record 41 degrees Celsius, which is 107.6 degrees Fahrenheit, leaving families without water. Yes, this is a red alert the government has noted or declared, meaning it will seek to use public funds to ensure food supplies and help their farmers sow their crops again. Also, we know about the California fires. Even though we don't like CNN, sometimes they do a pretty good job recovering or recording these fires. Okay, and from CNN, they're saying that this is the seventh biggest fire in California's history. Okay, I believe this is where I got this from. It's from CNN, and this state is having fires all the way across the state right now. Have died and are lost, and homes have been destroyed. President Trump has said he's going to have federal assistance for the people. Definitely going to need it. And a lot of these fires are still not out. You know, they are, some of them are only 5% contained. The biggest one in Reading is still, it's only about 10% contained as today, if not less. And who knows how many more homes are going to be destroyed. And we will keep you updated on that. It says there's 17 large wildfires. Already they spent 1/4 of the annual fire budget in July. Okay, there are now 12,000 firefighters on the lines battling 17 large wildfires, which have destroyed more than 1,000 structures and continue to threaten an additional 25,000 homes, according to the California Department of Forestry and Fire Protection. At least 8 deaths have been attributed to the fires, which have burned about 240,000 acres, or about 375 square miles up and down. We're very active right now across the state. Cal Fire said. Vegetation is so dry, especially with the winds that are coming and have been coming. Yes, with the next few days are going to be 100 degrees or over, and it's not good conditions for putting out this fire, that's for sure. So we'll keep you updated right here. It says there's an estimated 129 million dead trees in the California forest due to years of drought and beetle infestation. So there's more than 52,000 residents that have been evacuated in the large fires. Also, we have had flash floods in Malaysia. This is from yesterday. Cleanup operations were underway in Penang, and on Monday, July 30th, after many areas were hit by flash floods, there was a 4-hour downpour that started at about 1:30 a.m. and didn't stop until 3:30 a.m. And the situation was made worse by high tide that prevented water from flowing to the sea. Go ahead and do a look back on what's happened during this last week. Okay, so in India, that wasn't really due to the... Let's check this out. So in Myanmar, we had the floods that killed at least 10 people. Nearly 100,000 have been displaced. We have Europe, record-breaking heat wave headed for parts of Europe, and devastating lots of crops. This is in Spain. Portugal and France are being urged to prepare for their heat by staying inside the hottest parts of the day and keeping hydrated. Okay, that was a little bit earlier in the week. Then we had the monsoon in Phoenix, okay, Phoenix, Arizona. Severe weather. This is in July 29th. Also on July 29th, Australian farmers had the worst dry summer in history. Says supplies running out, dry as Australian farmers face worst drought in living memory. Also July 29th, Emirates, their sun records the highest temperature in Oman. Heat, hot. I think it was like 120 degrees or something like that, maybe hotter. Right here on July 29th, we also had Jungdari that slammed into Japan. Also, it's supposed to hit China. We will see what's going on with that and keep you updated in the next video. We had the earthquake in Indonesia, killed 10, injured 40. Germany hit by the worst drought they've had in a long time. Forest fires going on everywhere. Anything is lighting up because it's so dry. Then we had here in USA, all over, there's droughts in the west, and in the east there's floodings and all kinds of storms. Flash floods in Inglewood, Colorado, in USA. This is all July 29th. Wow. So yeah, July 29th and 30th. That's just in the past couple days. So thanks a lot for coming and checking out the video. You can actually totally tell that this stuff is intensifying. These weather events is intensifying, okay? It is due to the cosmic rays bombarding our Earth because our shield is not good. It's not as active right now because no sunspots for many, many days, okay? Well, more than 3 months of this year has had no sunspots, okay? So what does that tell you? We are intensifying as is expected, so have a plan. Make sure you have a plan. Food, water, and housing, and is basically the most important necessities. Thanks a lot, and you have a great